Alright, here we are with the 19X. If you noticed, I modified the magwell. As we all know, the 19X magwell has a front lip on it that prevents you from using, standard Glock 17 or, aftermarket magwells. So I modified that there. You can see here, I have a picture of a normal 19X factory with nothing done to it. So what I did was I took a Dremel, and let me bring this in here for reference. I took a Dremel, and here I took it all the way flat, so it looks like a standard 17 at this point. Told my customer he could just get a new grip plug, but however, he also wanted me to take off the lanyard loop off of his factory, his factory magwell, which I did. So this basically just had a loop coming off, and I did a nice little, again, Dremel it down, sand, went with 600 grit, 800 to 1000 grit. So that'll fit nice in there. He'll get a nice look, the look that he wanted. Again, like a standard 17. And you can see with the new magwell, the way I chopped it, it came out pretty good. I leveled it out, and then I took, again, 600 grit, 800 grit, down to 1000 grit. So I have a 17 mag over here, and if you notice, it just goes right in there. This is fun one-handed. Goes right in there beautifully. Okay, so he will now be able to use more versatile magazine options. He can use +5 mag adapters for the mag plate replacement. So this actually is a magazine for my Glock 45 I have over here. If you notice, I've also done some fanciness to that and stippled that. So I just wanted to go over some things, some pointers, maybe help you guys at home if you want to try this. So when I start, I make my lines using a ruler and pencil. I will say, if you're good at drawing, it does help to be able to do this step, because you can freehand some things. For instance, when I get to a point like right here, I'm pretty much freehanding, obviously. So I'm going to go over some of the tools that are used and give you some more pointers. First thing is going to be getting off the factory grip. Okay, so I like to use a sand drum head with a Dremel. Okay, I just use a standard Dremel. This is, I believe, 220 grit. You can go down to 120 grit. I like 220 grit because it's less cleanup work, because as you're removing the texture, your shavings will have valleys, as you see here. If I bring it in a little closer, hopefully it focuses, you'll see little valleys in certain areas. For instance, here's a spot you double undercut. Okay, so I've done Dremel work, sanding work. Okay, so not knowing if I can get it to focus in there, but however, there are some spots. Okay, so less is more sometimes. It's gonna remove material quicker with a drum like this, and it's gonna remove it slower but more accurate with sandpaper. However, when you're starting out, taking that factory grip, rip it down, use a drum, save yourself time. This area here is more smooth than normal. It doesn't matter how rough or smooth this is when you're applying your pattern. Some people will argue that, but it depends on what you're doing. When you're melting metal and deforming the top layer, it does not matter if it's as smooth as the untouched part, which is, sorry about the focusing, the untouched part was, so there's pretty much untouched. I leveled this down on both sides, get that out of the way. I did run sandpaper over here with my finger with 600 grit, 800 grit, 1000 grit, So around here you can't tell anything's been touched, although it has. Now that's as much of a scallop I like to do on a Gen 5 body. You see over here, nothing much done, except for, again, all my fanciness. So, like I was saying with taking down texture, with a logo, when that comes into play, you do need to sand carefully when you start that factory texture, because this area eventually in the center of your grip is going to have to be polished. You know, it can be whatever your liking is on the texture, but you certainly don't want to run a sanding drum over the center of your grip if you're planning on doing a logo. So another thing to take down material I like to use is this right here. It is a nice little tip. It does have a rounded nose. It will take off material just as aggressive as the drum, however it will leave a smooth area behind. For instance, if you look at my accelerator cut, I like to use this here. What I do is I come in even this way, and it appears that it's been sanded, something's been done to it, but no, it comes out that smooth. I actually use that on my double undercut. So again, here has been sanded, but here is actually just using that metal bit. Now again, we're talking about the two tools I use to tear material away. So this is cautious. If you're using that, you want to have a steady hand, you know, some artistic ability. Otherwise, I'd maybe stay away from that, or practice first on other plastics. With the line work, again, pencil, a lot of it you can freehand. I like to start off with this. Now, sorry again about the focusing. What this is a bit that actually has a tip on it that's circular, but it's like cyclone teeth. Okay, so it's a round bit that has essentially paddles on it that's just going to carve metal away and allow you to make little lines. Okay, now when I use that bit, okay, you can use a larger one or smaller one depending on how you like to use a tool. Okay, again, sorry about the focus. That is going to pull material off quickly. Now after that, I like to use the diamond ball tip. What that will do is give your lines a nice glaze, like a little canal in there. So what hit these lines last is that diamond ball point. So it gives it a nice little glazed look and even outer line. So your outer line that essentially is going to be your last thing that wants to look real nice, that cleans that up real nice, that diamond bit. So another thing that I like to use is this guy, a little nylon polish pad. When you go over this with your first line tool, your first bit, any of these things, when you're to the stage where you're using this, finally cleaning up your line, you know, you get your initial carve with this, maybe touch it with some 600 grit sandpaper, use it to your liking, you know, play it by ear, clean up with this. When you're cleaning up with this, there is going to be some flack left behind, some little strings of plastic everywhere. When you sand, it will take some away, but it will not take all away. These heads here on a high rate of speed, careful, they will melt the plastic, so you can go slower. You may not need to go faster, adjust to your what's necessary at the time, but that's going to get all that little flash material, the little strings will be gone. So that at that point you'll be ready to, if you want to stipple, you can start now, okay? Or you can bring in different types of heads, sanding stones, or even the drum to maybe bring back your line to have a recess look when it's all finished. So this is my Glock 45. I did slightly recess this. You see I also did an accelerator cut. It's a little camouflaged with the pattern. I used a rectangle tip on this, and that is a sprinkle pattern. Okay, even did the undercut, came out pretty nice. especially for a DIY free at home job. But anyways, back up top here, remember, drum, tearing down factory grip. Go back smooth, be careful, stay away from this. Cut it off if you'd like. Most people like to keep the Glock logo because, like on this, we're gonna have paint done, so this will be a color contrast, two-tone look. But just remember that round cutting tip that has panels, okay? Sorry about the focus. When you get to Home Depot or Lowe's, you'll see it, okay? So that's gonna bite your lines real hard. Next thing you wanna do, careful with this, also careful with this. However, this is gonna, the nature of the diamond bit allows it to just flow in there by itself and gradually make its own canal. So you just have to have a steady hand holding your Dremel or whatever tool you're using like a pen, and what will happen is it will make its own little canal gradually, making that end nice and neat, the end line. But again, once you're done with that, sandpaper lightly, and when you're done with that step, go back with your nylon polish. This will take all this away. When you're done with that, what you'll have left is what you have right in front of you, what you see. This is ready to have recessed borders done, which I'm gonna do another video when I stipple this, and you will see this with recessed borders as I'm stippling, because there will obviously still be space left, unless I just did that and it was stippled. That'd be nice. I'm also going to be doing another video, unlike my other one that was just polish job results. Just some quick tips on the 25-cent trigger job. You see a factory Glock comes with what's looks like black metal, just all that factory machine mark carbon. So I'll see you guys soon, and you'll see how I get a result like this. Thanks guys. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can send me an email at cyclonegunworks@gmail.com, or you can also leave a comment, but be nice. See you guys. Thanks.